Welcome back to the Reptiles With Podcast. Once again, we are nature adjacent.
I'm tired of it, bro. What's this?
Dude. Okay,
Being lazy. You gotta get out there.
No, it's not lazy. Today we have something to do.
That is true. But still.
We are working on Aloe's enclosure. More than anything, it's not so much about what's going on inside of it. I had to move it because we are building the rest of the blue tongue cages on the wall where that cage was, because I have vowed to no longer keep my blue tongues inside.
Woo!
Yep, that is
Hear
done.
that, breeders? Grow up. Grow up.
Yeah, that
and
is...
I'm not even saying outside. Better enclosures, dude.
Yeah. If you could do a better enclosure, definitely do it. I had an old. He's a friend, but he was a customer of mine. That he kind of disappeared from the hobby. He is just getting back into it. And he was telling me, he's like, I still have the skinks that I got from you. And he was like, okay, so what's the 411 these days? Like, I know that when I got them from you, everybody was breeding in racks. And is that still what the notion is? And I had to tell him, I was like, no, man. I mean, I think that we are all kind of like the responsible breeders as a collective saying, hey, like rack life with no UV is not for them. Mind you, if you have your own rack system that offers those things, it's different. If you have like a convenient method.
Barely.
Well, I mean, if it's a large enclosure.
That's the thing. How do you do a large enclosure in a rack with UV?
Dave Skinks, he has, the old Freedom Breeder cages that they used to breed like retics in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The orangish looking ones, the tannish looking ones.
So he got UV in those.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. I don't consider that a rack.
It's a rack, though.
Well,
it is a rack.
Built, and you're still pulling out.
Yeah,
the
that is what the functionality
it's the pullable ones. I was thinking like the stackable ones.
No, this is like you could pull it out, and he was able to get like lighting in there and everything.
I have to see to judge.
Yeah, I'll try to show you something. Or Eric, if you don't mind going on the Instagram right now, Dave's Skinks. But yeah, I mean, I'm ready to move everything outside as far as the skinks go. Which does mean I will have more rack space for ball pythons.
Oh, God.
But it's not going to happen anytime soon. The whole idea...
Gross.
Yeah, the whole idea right now is trying to offer some better housing for the animals. Trying to... Ooh, there's a fucking wasp hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to offer some better housing for the skinks. Trying to focus on the stuff that I'm doing outside. And kind of keep... Is it like right by my face, dude?
It's a blue wasp.
Oh, fuck me. No, not this video. This one right here. Look, check that out. That's the idea.
That's better.
Yeah.
With the babies?
Yeah. I think he only does it for a little bit. But look, Eric, so you can see that he has a mom with the babies and they eat together. That's and stuff.
It's not bad.
But that's kind of the idea that some people are starting to offer for blue tongues. Yeah, I did not have the most amazing season this year with them.
It's the first season with the change.
Yeah, but even the ones inside were a little bit difficult for me. But yeah, I'm just tired of the way that I've been. I felt stuck.
You felt stale.
Maybe stale, but I felt like I went against what I like my own like morals and ethics, where I was like I'm not the kind of person to like conform to something just because other people say something, right? And I felt like I was just conforming to what the thing was, and I'm just like, I don't like this. I got to figure something else out. So that is the move. Even if I don't have as good as seasons, I mean, whatever. Then I have to adjust otherwise. But I don't want to cut corners. That's
a good mindset to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good direction to be moving, and hopefully other people see that and go like, huh, if you can do it that way, why can't we? Type of deal.
Yeah. And then during this whole thing, I have an above ground pool, right?
Oh boy.
So we were starting to work on the above ground pool, and the last couple months that it's been raining a lot, I've been noticing way more croaking than usual, right?
Of the wrong kind.
The Cubans.
Yep, the Cubans. And if you know me, you know that I am terrified of frogs, especially those, right? So, did you get to go to my backyard? No, you stayed in the car, right?
Yeah, I stayed in the car.
Okay, so I have the above ground pool, and then next to the above ground pool is like I have my umbrella, but it's closed, and it's just a little area there, right? So Eric, me, and my wife, we are cleaning the above ground pool because we're going to refill it. We had to drain it because it had a lot of leaves throughout winter. So whatever, we're doing work, and then all of a sudden my wife screams, and I'm like, "What happened?" She's like, I don't know what that was, but I felt something wet on my arm, and I think it was a frog."
And you didn't go out.
Yeah, no. We stayed out, and then we were looking for her because we needed to eliminate the threat. So we're looking around for this thing. We're looking around in the grass. It's blending in real good, and then I see hop. I'm like, "Oh, it's right there." So fucking homeboy Eric over here, the hero, he goes and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna get this shit," and then it. Because he's also scared of these, so we're like kind of like all hesitating, like, "Ah!"
We're such pussies when it comes to this shit. I hate it.
So it jumps on the pool, jumps on the umbrella, and then we're like, "All right, let's open this umbrella up."
Bro, it was a beehive.
Oh.
I found all the croaking.
Yeah?
There's 10
minimum.
At least.
Minimum. The whole breeding population of Central Florida of Cuban tree frogs was in the umbrella in the back of my house.
Not to mention the eggs that we found in the pool.
Yeah.
You bred them outside.
I know. Look at me go.
Respect.
Listen, you're breeding feeder Cubans for everything that doesn't eat them.
Yeah, no. Fucking. Dude, it was crazy. So we had to come up with other ways of trying to get rid of them. Nothing that we tried worked. So we just left the umbrella open. And when I woke up this morning, I haven't seen a single one. So I guess because they didn't have that shelter anymore.
Humidity.
Yeah, they were like, "All right, we got to find somewhere else." I don't like that.
They're indestructible. They will come back, and they'll come back way worse than last time.
Yeah.
Yo.
What?
What else we talking about? Because I'm feeling a little...
What? What are you feeling? You're feeling beat?
No. The one video of the boa and the gator.
What boa and the gator?
Boa and the gator.
Show me.
Dude, I thought I sent it. Come on, bro.
I know. It's just we always get weird shit.
Come on.
So I'm like,
Yeah. We have a couple videos that we have to review today.
Okay, so this one, the reason I want to talk about it is because I work there.
Ah.
You know what I'm talking about?
The boa and the gator?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
I don't know what I'm more impressed by. The fact that this girl was completely tail whipped by this baby gator and still managed to somewhat maintain her composure, or the fact that this boa literally got slapped right in the head with that same tail and didn't snap into defense mode. I don't know whose idea it was to have guests hold a baby alligator and then put a boa constrictor around their neck at the same time.
Yeah.
But let me show you what really got me. After the gator did that whole thing, they immediately took the gator from her arms, and then she sat with the boa around her neck for like a solid 6 seconds before another worker can come and remove it from her neck. And she's like in a complete state of shock. So she's like stuck in this position for the entire 6 seconds. And all I could think is, oh my God, do not move. I swore that after the boa was hit like that it would immediately be in defense mode, and any type of like moving motion that would now be in front of the head, it would immediately just like strike at it in defense. Oh yeah, and then that entire 6 seconds that she's sitting like that, like what the F just happened, in a state of shock. The worker's like, all right, calm down. Do what now? And then if this girl wasn't as awesome as she is right now, and she decided to, I don't know, take the snake off herself, and then that snake decides to bite her, then everybody's traumatized. Snakes are evil, snakes are aggressive. I saw someone get bit by one at Gator Spot, and I never forgot it, even though they said the snake wouldn't bite me, and the snake was really nice, and nothing like that would ever happen.
You get the point. What do you guys think?
What do I think?
What a mess.
Yeah.
It is very on brand.
What do you think?
One, I think it's very on brand. Two, the reason why that fucking boa was so nice is he probably got slapped into stupidity.
No.
That thing was probably like, he got fucking reset. Granted, I didn't see how hard he got slapped, but what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I could see that happening there.
Yeah. And more than anything, I'm just like, dude, the fucking negligence to have both of those animals out like that. I don't know what exactly was the causing factor for the gator to like do what it did.
Doesn't need one.
There you go. So maybe don't do that with a boa around this girl's neck.
Sounds like a bad idea. The only thing missing is a fucking scorpion on her neck too.
Yeah, it was fairly large. Also, I don't know if it's normal to take animals.
So
like that
okay. I'll tell you, man.
All right,
I'm ready. So let me look at it again, and I'll tell you size wise. That's about the biggest one that you could probably use technically. Okay. So that's where I started working. That's my first animal job.
Yeah.
That's the place, and I did that. I did the photos with the gators and the snakes, and that was all part of it. Yeah, it was my least favorite part.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be very salesy, the animal, like, you have to put it in a box. I just don't like the idea of it, and I never did. The people there are amazing. I will have to add that. I love the people there. The job itself, that part of it was shit, and I dislike it. But that is not something that just happens there. It's almost every park around Florida, the Southeast, if anything that has gators like that. And then that reaction that you saw from the gator happens quite a lot, and then you get different reactions from people. You get people who react by holding stronger by the neck, no matter the size of the alligator. You have people that drop the alligator. You have things like that happen. The alligator hits somebody on the face. The alligator falls to the ground, breaks his nail or whatever. And then all you have to do is go out and change the alligator for a new one.
Got it.
And then throughout the day, the alligator gets changed every 4 hours or something.
I was gonna say, is there like a 411 that you give the patron, like the person that's about to handle this animal? Like
Nope.
there's not
Nope,
like
nothing.
hey,
Nothing.
you know,
Nothing.
don't do this, don't do that.
Nothing.
Be careful.
Well, yeah, you get you say it.
Got you.
You say it verbally.
Yeah.
You tell them, but they just walk in, hold the gator, and walk out.
Got you.
That's pretty much what that part of the job is. But it's I saw some people reposting, and it's funny because they also they're all big on Gatorland and very Gatorland this, Gatorland that. You dumb fucks, that's them.
Yeah.
It's just a separate location, but that's literally owned by Gatorland, and Gatorland does the exact same thing. But then they go by the park and they put a blind side to that part and just walk away, keep walking like it never happened.
Do we have to timestamp it?
Nope,
Nope.
you
Okay.
don't.
All right.
You don't have to timestamp nothing. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's funny whenever I see people like that having an opinion on something like that. But if it's one of their friends, they're like, or somebody they want to support or anything or
Keep
something.
it quiet.
Yeah. It's like,
we can't
you
react to
fuckers.
this because I hang out there when I go to Central Florida.
Yeah. Or they react because they saw Gator Spot instead of Gatorland.
Got
You know?
you.
And it's like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You slipped.
How do you feel, Eric?
About that?
Yeah. You want to do that?
It's on
you that
brand?
you're like
Okay, no,
on
no, no.
Eric
Listen.
Animal Show.
Nope. No.
The Reptiverse.
I am not there. I will not be there for quite some time.
Okay.
And there will not be a day that I'm sitting outside of a fucking shopping center asking people to hold a gator for $5. That ain't gonna be me.
Fuck my life.
That's gonna be me.
Goddamn, that was me back in the
bro.
day.
I don't want to do that because just like you were saying, it's just I don't agree with it. It's you play into the stereotype of the animal,
Yep.
and you though the people who go in those for those pictures, they go home with that mentality. It's like a commodity. You just take a picture with it when you go to town or
Yeah.
some shit before
Yep.
you go to Disney. No, have a little more respect for the animal. So I would not want to charge someone that much. It's not that it's a lot of money, but for what you're doing, I mean, it's kind of tacky, and you're kind of taking advantage of the tourism. Not that you can't take advantage of tourism. I think there's better ways that doesn't involve having the animal out like that.
But it's good for the animal. It's enrichment.
Nah,
No,
dude,
bro.
it just brings a good light, dude, for the community.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be the fucking Safari Todd hanging out there
Safari
with the fucking with the gator tooth necklace with the button up shirt, fucking hanging out there with the little baby gator and the ball python.
Hey, you could have left the ball python out of it.
Listen, no. I'll have
That's
the ball
the thing they
python out.
usually use.
I'll tell people that it's actually a baby berm, so people can say that they held a berm.
That's
Oh
funny.
God.
And they'll go back up to Ohio and they'll start talking about, oh, hold the hills this big right there.
We got a big old gator.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, you guys just did a show together.
We did.
Oh yeah. We
How
did
was
this shit
that?
together. It was good.
It was
Bunch
at a
of kids.
church.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they pray to the iguana?
I did not burn.
Hey, look at
Yeah.
you, buddy.
I was yeah, no, it was pretty cool. It was for kids that didn't have places to go in the summer.
Yeah.
There's no school going around, so their parents
okay,
are
That was
like
a good cause. I liked
working
it.
and stuff like that, or they have like rough childhoods and stuff like that. So that place had a free summer camp for them, and then I think it's like every week they bring a speaker in with like different things. So
This week it was you guys.
yeah, this week it was us.
Yeah.
We brought Cali King,
Puerto Rican boa,
Puerto Rican boa, a tarantula,
rock iguana, turtle tortoise, just like the basics.
Yep, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. They had tons of questions. They were super loud.
Yeah.
For sure.
They were Puerto
Kids.
Rican.
A lot of them, yeah.
What was the biggest pop? Was it the Puerto Rican boa?
I would think the spider.
I thought the iguana was.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I caved with the iguana. That's why I don't really
Why
think
did
That
you
was
cave?
crazy.
That was bad, bro.
He folded like an origami.
Okay. He told me this. He was like, "Oh, I fucking folded." I need to know the details because when Eric explains the story, he's just like he gives a little bit, and then you have to.
I'm a bad
Hey,
storyteller.
this
That's
is what
the
happened.
thing.
This is what happened.
Oh,
I
boy.
go, I finish, right? He's about to get the iguana. This here is an iguana, like the ones in the Caribbean. They're called the Cuban rock iguana. They're a cyclone. They live in the rocks and they eat vegetation.
Just like that?
Just like that.
How many seconds was he gone?
Like seconds, dude.
Fuck.
I'd like to leave the
And
podcast.
then he was like trying to aim at kids that were having questions, and they had questions about completely different things. So he couldn't like come back. And then I was like, dude, I can end it. You just let me know when I can end it. And then I just ended it.
Listen. Lesson learned. I learned my lesson.
What was your lesson?
Don't do that.
Don't do what? Don't
try to
freeze?
teach
Listen,
lessons to
listen,
people
listen.
that don't need the lessons if you don't know the lesson.
In hindsight, I think that before I pulled out the animal, or honestly, before we started the show, we could have because you were telling me this after the fact too. We can tell them, hey, if you got questions, we can do that questions after. We can have a little bit more of an organized kind of like spiel in what we're talking about. I also fucked up on my part because I have a whole ass script and I did not look at it at all that day because I'm just going to talk about the turtle and the tortoise, and then I forgot about the iguana. I was like, oh shit, I got to talk about an iguana.
Script?
Not a script, but I have bullet points to talk about. So it's I completely did not do what I was supposed to.
He had bits.
Man.
So what did Chuck do that either you didn't think about or that you're like, maybe I should do it this way instead? Because what you're saying is that when you're doing an animal show for somebody, you are not trying to teach them certain things like what Eric was, that he was like trying to teach a lesson. What is your goal there? Or rather, I guess I'll turn it around.
Whenever it's kids, you're not there to teach much. You're there to answer questions. The kids don't give a fuck, So the way to get them to give a fuck is to answer the questions that they give a fuck about.
Okay. So if you have if you had a Cuban rock iguana right now, what would you say?
So instead of saying this is a Cuban rock iguana, it lives in the rocks and it eats vegetation. I would go this is a Cuban rock iguana. I'll say some of the similar iguanas that they might know, especially because they're Caribbean kids, a lot of them. And then I'll go, what do you think they eat? Oh. And then from there, they're going to throw out a billion things.
So you're teaching them the lesson without giving them the information.
Yeah.
You're playing with them.
It's like, yo, what do you guys think they eat? Mice. No, not mice. Are you crazy? No.
Yeah.
Vegetation. Oh, you got it correct. Like what? And then you go down that rabbit hole because now you keep them in track. If you're trying to go, this is a Cuban rock iguana, this is what it does, you lost them. It has to be like a conversation, like a back and forth.
So what did you learn about Chuck's approach to this?
Well, he's got a whole because you do this a lot more often than I do.
Every day.
You already have a set. Mm-hmm. So it's I have to just get in the groove.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things. Yeah, you gotta immerse yourself in it.
You have topics to talk about. Unlike me, I was like fucking.
This is iguana. He eat green.
And then I got the fucking tortoise that fucking stayed in her shell the entire time.
You just gotta write it down, and then next time you do that, remember the questions they ask most. That's it, which is usually size, what do they eat, how long do they live. That's something Christian does a lot. He answers those questions. So what you're doing is answering the questions. You already have the answer, but you are making them ask it, even though you're going to answer that one question. It's what do you guys think they eat? I know you want to know what they eat.
Yeah.
You can ask me, what do they eat? And I could go through a list. Or I can ask you, what do you think they eat? And all y'all motherfuckers are about to tell me some shit.
Yeah. So it's you take your bullet points and you rephrase them into questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might do that.
And you don't do all of them like that. Like after that, you can teach them something. And as soon as I feel like I'm losing them, then I go back. I need a question for these fuckers because I'm losing
Retention.
them. Yeah.
Look at that. It's like he's a professional at this. Anybody has any life updates? Anything cool going on in the animal world or just in general? Things that we want to update people about? While you do that, can you pull up the Instagram?
I am not sure. What has been going on?
What have you been up to?
Dude, I have just been fucking working and trying to breed these animals. That's
your problem, dude. That's your problem.
I told you guys I found those black racer eggs under.
Well, we don't know what they are yet.
I'm pretty sure they're black.
Yeah.
We saw a photo.
I think they're black racers.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
looking it
they're
up, and I'm
blacks.
pretty sure that.
There's nothing else
Yeah,
near your house unless it's a coach whip.
That'll be crazy.
I don't think so.
Well, you found
They're
that
larger.
weird ass skink, so who knows what you can find in your backyard.
I guess you're right. Skinky winky.
Winky.
Oh, what did you guys think about this? The FWC went to go visit Mark from the Turtle Source. I think that's
really?
his name, right? Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you guys think about that?
It's pretty cool.
What do they do?
Yeah. What are they for? They
hanging
inspecting
out?
the motherfucker, or are they hanging out? Yeah.
No, because he goes to all their events and he's always putting up some pretty good points for them.
So it says here the turtle source would like to sincerely thank Florida Fish and Wildlife Executive Director Ryan Young and Major Grant Burton for taking their time to visit the facility. Working and learning to understand the challenges and hurdles for that captive breeders face is an important part of our understanding stakeholders' day-to-day activities. Our passion for our work is a huge step forward. Hats off to Director Youngling and Major Burton, who also took the time to speak to our local reptile club. So I guess they just went over there to check out the facility, hang out, man.
That's pretty cool. I think
I support that.
Yeah.
I think they should do that more. Actually, I don't know, but
yeah, some places
some
don't even
people redacted.
All right, what you got? Let me see something because I'm about to bring something up.
Well,
if I don't see it,
I was gonna show this
Random post. What we got?
So this, this what I'm showing you right now because I can't really play it because of the audio that it has. David from Tiki's Gecko reposted it. It's some lady in Australia. She's just hanging out there, and she pretty much befriended over time this this Australian water dragon. So she's just showcasing...
They're sentient.
Yeah, that they're sentient. She starts by, introducing herself little by little. She's just hanging out there. Eventually, she feeds it. She's touching it, and now it's going all over her. Paws. And it's cuddling with her in the morning and eating some fruits. Just hanging out.
Bad news. That's a bad thing to do.
Well, of course.
For wildlife. You're feeding wildlife. That thing is going to either become obese because she probably don't know what to feed it. So she's killing the animal. And then he's gonna start approaching people.
This guy is Dr. Negative.
Down the fucking...
That is the truth, though.
I get it, but
that is the truth.
You couldn't have opened with, that's so nice.
No, that is literally the truth. Once you teach an animal to approach people for food,
and that's when
you're feeding them the wrong thing because you're gonna feed them whatever you're eating, whatever you think it is, too many fruits or whatever it is. Yeah. Then you're teaching it to approach people. Now it's a lock home or around people. It's crossing the road, squished by a car.
Yeah.
Why you gotta be realistic, bro? Let us have our picks on.
Yeah, for real.
Because I don't want to teach people that that's something right to do because it isn't.
Yeah.
And that's something if you don't. Crutchfield does the same thing and he posts shit like that and it's the dumbest shit.
With what?
Like day geckos and shit like that. It's the dumbest shit because you end up teaching people that is an okay thing to do when it's not.
But that's her best friend now, Chuck. What are we gonna do?
She's killing it.
No,
you wouldn't kill your best friend.
I would, but it's
you wouldn't.
Trust me, dude. Sometimes he frustrates me, and I've thought about it.
You wouldn't.
I like to live in this Pixar fake reality.
Then you're part of the problem.
I am the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have to kill you?
Then
now?
we should take your animals away since you.
No!
Yeah, you don't know how.
They're my best friends. I feed them in the morning.
No, if you're gonna do stuff like that, I think it's
grounded from Reptidum.
All right, what were you gonna bring up before I pull up something else?
Oh. Nerd getting bit by everything still?
Is he still? What is he up to now? What do you get bit by?
A hognose.
He got sucked on by a hognose. No, that's what it looked like. It was
literally, but it's on purpose for the views, just like I said it was. That is not a scientific experiment. That is not collecting data or none of that shit. Because he is not a scientist. There is no paperwork on it, and there's nobody else that is checking on that. That is not for science. That is a bullshit way of him saying this is for science. That way I can get views.
It's for science.
I don't know. I mean, I feel the literal same way that I felt the last two times. It's like it's the notion of being like, it's cool to know like what would happen in that situation.
But we already know.
No, but we don't know exactly. We
do.
Say
We do exactly. We do.
Well, not for every species. For hognose, I'll say we do because
for the most part we do. That's how we know these things are venomous, mildly venomous. They all like you can tell what the protein in their venom is.
Yeah.
Have we seen what happens very often? Probably not. But in natural habitats, people have seen it, and there are written papers on these things.
I think
he is not writing a paper to teach anybody anything.
Yeah.
You have not learned a thing other than that his arm swelled up. What do you know? What proteins were in his body? Do you know? You didn't learn.
Definitely
no. You didn't learn.
No,
though.
I get.
There is no science behind it. There is no science behind it.
I get it, and I agree. I agree with you on that. But it's the thing. Like it's just like it's cool to know. I guess.
Know
but
what?
I think I'm just saying it's cool to know me that I don't know. I didn't know.
Know what?
Okay, I don't know.
Know what?
I'm trying to explain to you right now. I did not know that if a hognose bit me, it could do that. I did not know. And I'm in the hobby.
What world do you live in? If you look into it, you can see.
You're right, but I did not know. I don't really like to read, so maybe
You don't have to read. There's tons of other things that you can find through it. There's videos. There's all sorts of things.
Give me one other thing. One other place where I can go to right now to look for it.
Google alone. Google alone, dude.
But that requires reading, right?
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
I'm an individual. I don't. Okay, a mangrove snake. I'm not gonna know.
Okay, watching it, what do you learn?
But you're not letting
You
me
learn just that it swells up, dude. Like, how stupid is that? Everybody knows that they're mildly venomous.
But that's literally what I just said.
Yes, but it's stupid.
Okay.
It's so stupid.
I didn't say that it's not stupid.
It's so stupid. It's cool to know. You know nothing from it. You learn nothing other than it swells up. Everybody knows they're mildly venomous. You knew they were mildly venomous, right?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
That they got little bits of venines.
And then what happens if certain people get bit?
I don't know.
That's bullshit,
No,
dude.
no.
That's bullshit because you knew.
No,
that's bullshit because you knew.
I understand, but this is the point.
Because we've talked about this before. That's bullshit because you knew.
This is the thing. You're not letting me get to my point. It's cool to know what they'll do. I mentioned that it's not going to react to everybody the same way. It's not gonna.
No.
Mind you, I have a lot of allergies. If I get bit by something like that, I don't know how I'm going to react. That might send me to the hospital. It can. I might be allergic to it. Okay. And the point that I'm trying to make is that, yeah, it's cool to know and see, like, oh, look, that's fucking happening. Whatever. Like, in that aspect, I guess.
It's like, oh, shit.
It's just entertainment at that point. That is not science. That is not.
I didn't say it was science.
That's what they're trying to make it
Okay,
seem.
that's fine.
And it's wrong. It's just
I agree.
wrong. It makes the animal look like something that is not.
All right, consensus. It is not science.
It's not. Of course, it's not science. But I think it does more now. To finish my point that I was trying to make, it's more bad than good because if like with all the legislation that's going on, if we're trying to say these animals are fine for us to have, and then
post that fucking video,
somebody posting something like that can say maybe, oh, but we're just showing that it's not that bad. But like the media is not going to cling on to the fact that it's not that bad. The media is going to cling on to the fact that that can happen.
Yeah, and it's very hypocritical whenever like people like Chandler are free handling. He's like, oh, you see what you're doing over there? That looks bad for the community. And then he finds out a way to get views by getting bit, and that's how he wants to get views.
Yeah, I get it. I get the thing.
It's pretty garbage, honestly.
I didn't know what getting bit by a mangrove or a false water could do to you. Because I'm not familiar with those snakes at all.
Yeah, but if you actually were looking, like, why does somebody that does not know anything about them want to even know?
Well, there's the thing. Maybe it becomes a question of you didn't think about it before, and now you have access to think about it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what their thought process was. Maybe you're correct. Maybe the thing was we need to get views. They can make
whatever excuse they want. That is to get views.
I don't see...
They don't go down this line of different snakes. Like, dude, we got a lot of views on this one. Let me get bit by the next one. What else do we have to get bit?
Do you think that, mind you, again, not very familiar with this topic, do you think that the fact that they got bit with one thing and now they're getting bit with another, it's maybe you're not seeing true results anyways because they're like, your body's just like, you literally had this fucking
That's why
venom.
it's not science. I don't think it's a controlled enough environment.
No, it's not a controlled environment, but also, like, then from that, well, like, the worst thing for me is, like, he's doing that. Now, people watching him are going to start doing the exact same thing. They're going to find...
But then with when we did the podcast with someone, he's like,
Absolutely. And absolutely, that is true. But if he wants to stand up and he's always talking like he's big and mighty, bigger than everybody else, better than everybody else, he does everything correct, he's the main guy. If he wants to be that, he better stand for that, which he doesn't. And he stands for things that literally hurt the community. Like that, like what you just said.
No.
Like stone, free handling is not illegal. It doesn't look bad. Like that's been done for so long.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. What he's doing, it's pointless.
No, it's fucking...
It's for views. Yeah. The thing he gets from it is views, period.
And you know what was funny? It was, there was... Did you guys see the other videos that came out after? Like of people reacting to it?
No.
People were saying like, this is how you should remove a hognose from when it bites you. Because I didn't watch the whole video. I was scrolling. I saw a hognose biting him and I was like, I know exactly where this is going. And I just kept scrolling. But some people had mentioned or commented to me that, he like literally just rips it out or he like, whatever. And then so a lot of people were like showing videos like this is how you remove a hognose from stopping to bite you. You just poke up on their nose and then they'll just start, releasing a little bit. So I say that to say this stress that we're bringing onto this animal for that is just
for just views. And I already don't like much of the stuff that guy does as it is. And you saw the Animals at Home podcast?
About the UV?
Yeah.
I
pretty much saying like, nerd fear mongering all over again. Another person saying the exact same thing.
Do you know if there was audio on that video?
On that video, what do you mean?
Was there
on the reel?
Yeah, on the reel. Did he have
Yes.
music in the back?
I don't think so.
No, if he didn't have music in the back, let's play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reached out about this because I saw it and thought it was very damaging. The video is incorrect. The video says things that are just massively wrong. My favorite quote for it is the UVA is infrared, which I think is hilarious because it just isn't. One of my friends and colleagues, I won't name them because I don't want them to get any hate, but they said it's like saying purple is orange. It's just not true, right? If I show you the spectrum from before, you can see that UV, is down here on the graph, and infrared is over here on the graph. They're
Science.
not the same thing, unfortunately. Heat emitters are a better use of energy, and we've just discussed why they're not, right? He says that in the video, Kevin. They then make recommendations to go out and buy as many lamps as you can, like to panic buy. You buy what you need. You maybe buy one or two more, but you don't stock up on lamps forever. That's crazy. What that does is that the prices hike massively. You're putting everybody else out of it, and when you don't need it and somebody else might do, it's terrible community spirit. It is worth me balancing this out. They did say some good stuff. They say that many animals require incandescent lights as a good source of welfare, and they say that it's scary and worrying, which it is.
It's just like
if
basic
lamps
information.
were banned outright, then yes, there would be a huge problem.
Yeah.
And technically, lamps are being banned. So yes, it is scary and it's worrying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. After the last conversation that we had at the last reptile show we went to, I'm not as concerned as I was initially with it. Yeah,
Because that's what people like that do. Then that's why I'm not saying he's a horrible human being, but at the same time people want to put him on this pedestal because he's been up for so long. He puts himself up there, and it's like he's not that smart. He really isn't. He tries to be smarter in topics that he's not smart about.
Yeah. And I do like we met him once at Animal Con, and I've had a couple conversations with him. But that Andy Gabbs dude that he's doing the social media for him now, I do like him. He came out with a kid's book, and I thought that was cool. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
I just don't know what I don't know the direction that they're going now. I guess because Donnie's not there anymore.
It feels like he's just reaching for whatever he can grab.
I don't know.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like he's hungry for that. That's what it seems like, at least. I don't know the guy, never met him, but that's what it feels like. Every time he posts something, it's like reaching for validation of some sort.
Does he need to be on social media?
Who?
Nerd?
Nerd?
Because I feel like he's so that pedestal everyone puts him on. It's I don't think he needs to have that much of a presence online.
I think, man, it's hard because I do have a lot of respect
he can do
for
whatever
what
he
he's
wants
done
to.
for the
Yeah.
what he's done for the community, and I think that he does have knowledge
Yeah.
of things that
He's
somebody like
actually
me-
in.
Yeah, he's actually in this thing. He's active, and to put a quote unquote positive spin on it. Yeah, I mean he has things to offer, but maybe with what Chuck is trying to say, it's more of a stick to your lane situation. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
that.
Like every
100%.
time I have issues with something that he does, it's usually that. It's usually I don't think that man should be working with an alligator, honestly. That's one thing. Every time he posts something with that, feeding it the random shit he does, I'm already okay, you're a horrible human being to be an educator on this animal while doing this pet-like things. Acting like these things can be pets and teaching people you can feed it a pizza. He's it's only once a year or whatever the hell he said. People watching are not understanding that. And that's a large predator. We're not talking about little monitors, geckos. We're talking about large predators that can kill somebody.
Yeah. It's like what they say when you're trying to sell, when you were working at said shop, when you're trying to sell a tortoise and you have to tell them that it's they can eat fruits, depending on the species, not that much, not how often. And then the next question you get is, how often, how many times a week, how many times a month, how many times a year.
Yeah.
It's people don't cling on to the fact that it's you might be able to do this on occasion, but the thing that people think of is so I have to feed them this once a year. What happens if I do it more? Should I try to do it more?
Yeah.
And that's where it gets a little bit weird.
Yeah, and it's stuff like that with the alligator. I did not like every time he did that. I did not like this, getting bit like that on purpose. I feel like that is such a little herper that goes outside, gets bit by stuff to get views. That's their way of getting views. And
Got
it's
you.
whatever. And if something bites you, whatever, dude, it bites you. But now you're doing it on purpose for quote unquote science, as an experiment or whatever the hell you want to call it.
No.
And if you want to know, I honestly would rather just keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
if you really want to know.
I just thought we were past the bite content.
Nah,
Apparently not.
I thought we
Nah,
were past it.
I don't think that's going away just yet.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's something a lot of people do. I think a lot of people are also like the one herper that you sent that one time that jumps and lands next to the snake. Like people are trying to reach other things to do because the biting, everybody's doing it. It's easy. It's lazy. It's just like whenever you see a snake or whatever, everybody is, this is from here and this is what it eats.
Yeah.
That's old. So then people start getting bit and start overreacting to what the
you're
animal
telling
is.
me is to get bit at the education shows.
No. I almost got bit on the face by the Puerto Rican
Yeah,
boa.
I know.
That's funny.
And then,
Goddamn.
like, I just feel like everybody just needs to be more creative.
Okay.
That's it. Be more creative. Stop with the short-term virality or whatever the hell you want to go for it. Like, just, I don't know. I feel like stuff like that you keep to yourself because it just comes out.
Or actually do the science. Write a paper.
And even then, like, that's like Coyote Peterson, and that's all he is.
What?
Gets
Getting
bit
bit.
for things for science.
Oh.
You know, it's like that's all he is, all he does, all he has ever done. Like that's all he's known for. Other than that, anything else he does not matter.
If you could get bit by one reptile for science, what would it be?
None.
If you had to.
If I had to,
Yeah.
and a no.
Bro.
Yeah,
All
I would
right.
not do anything.
Eric,
stupid.
your turn.
Leatherback sea turtle.
Oh my God, hell no.
I love
That's a
that thing.
nasty bite,
I
dude.
let
That's a
that thing
fucking
take a chunk
big
out of
ass
my
head.
calf.
Hell no.
I don't know. What's a rare venomous animal no one knows about?
What would you do?
What would I do? For science?
Sabana monita.
Sabana monita. No, for science, I'd get bit. Like I'd take a good bite from like a blue tongue, like a good bite.
I feel like that's been done.
When they
though.
go, when you just
like a bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, that has
yeah,
to hurt like a bitch.
yeah, I'd take a
crunch.
good bite
For
just to
me-
see what happens.
For me, like
Lee.
also like I work with very fucking dangerous animals. So a
Yeah.
bite to me is like no motherfucker. Like that's not.
You,
not
you
part
don't
of- it's
fuck
not
with the
part of-
bite.
Yeah, no, like that's just not a joke.
Yeah.
Those leopard geckos don't play.
I
man.
literally, I've professionally been trained to not get fucking bit. I'm not gonna come out here and just get bit by shit.
Oh man.
Not even
dude.
a leopard gecko.
Like small shit, whatever. It's just like the mildly venomous shit and all that. I'm like, nah,
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Hell yeah. We got anything else? I got other things here that we haven't spoken about in a long fucking time, dude. Let me pull some stuff up. I don't know how to use. This is my thing right now. I don't know how to use Android, and this dude has an Android phone.
Get on my level.
Oh no, fuck that. Look, there's this that I want to talk about that I keep getting sent to by listeners of the podcast, but I want to do this with Tino here.
Okay.
What?
So it's this one, the one with the ball python with the thing on his
Bro,
head.
I was the one who sent that.
I know, but I want to do it when Tino's here.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, did we talk about this
leucistic,
probably.
leucistic water monitor?
It's white with blue eyes.
Oh, it's cool.
Leucistic, dude.
Yeah. Then we have an albino Candoya.
That's cool.
Gross.
I think it's cool.
That looks like
wait,
raw
what?
chicken.
Oh, 4. Got you. We got fucking participation from our live audience. What is
Our
this?
live studio
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
It's our laugh track.
The laugh track. Oh, the other thing. Fucking albino diamondback terrapins from Garden State Tortoise.
Interesting.
This is fucking sick.
I think wild type is just so cool.
No, wild
That
type
shit
is definitely
looks
cool.
ugly.
Yeah. Wild type is
They
cooler
got-
than this.
Yeah, that got uglified.
Yeah. This is cool just because it's like a unique thing, but it's the wild type is
Yeah.
prettier. You want to talk about that?
nope.
No. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We got anything else?
Nope.
Are we good here?
Yes, sir.
All right. This was the Reptiles with Podcast.